All right, let's try to break this one down. So we had probably the craziest scene of the entire decade, maybe of this entire millennium last night, with this Garrett and Rudolph fight in the backfield. Okay, so there it is. Rudolph clubs Mason Rudolph without a helmet, with his own helmet. So I'm just going to go out on a limb right now and somewhat defend Garrett. Obviously, what he did was completely unexcusable, and he almost just murdered somebody. But people are out calling Garrett a thug and that he's a bad dude, but they don't know his back. He's pretty laid back, honestly, but obviously what he did is inexcusable, and he deserves to get suspended for a long time. He could have just killed Mason Rudolph, killed another human being by doing that. So I don't want to promote violence whatsoever. So as we see a scene, both teams are in just disarray. They don't know how to comprehend what just happened. Emotions are flying high. There's Garrett. He probably is coming back from his blind rage, doesn't know what to think. Probably is starting to understand the seriousness of what he just did. So this is the interesting part, because I'm going to pause it. So Rudolph thinks that Garrett is tackling him just to be dirty. The Browns are up right now, 21-7. Rudolph's had a horrible game. He's thinking that he's getting him back just to rub it in, and Rudolph's probably frustrated to begin with. So Rudolph, in response, tries to rip Garrett's helmet off, which I've never seen before in my 20 years of watching the NFL. In response, Garrett just goes into a blind rage, takes Rudolph by the teeth of the helmet, pulls him from the ground by that, yanks on his helmet again as he falls down, rips it off. Rudolph's now equally as livid as Garrett, because he's feeling that not only did he sack him for a reason unnecessary, but now he ripped his helmet off, and he also grabbed him by the teeth of it and pulled him to the ground. So here comes Rudolph. He's livid. He's trying to get back at Garrett any other way. He's obviously not afraid of Garrett. I mean, he went after him to begin with by trying to rip his own helmet off. And Garrett responds by clubbing him over the side of the head. I don't even want to say the side. He just clubbed him on the head with his own helmet. That is unexcusable. Garrett honestly could go to jail for that. I don't think Mason Rudolph's going to press charges, but the seriousness of that, I mean, I don't know how else to explain other than he could have just killed Mason Rudolph, and he's broadcasting this behavior on television for millions of people to watch, and a lot of influential kids to be watching this. So Rudolph saying, did anybody just see this dude try to kill me? Here comes Pouncey. He's sort of the hero of this story, if you ask me. He got suspended for 3 games, by the way. Here comes Pouncey. He just starts trying to curb stomp Myles Garrett to defend his quarterback. I love the loyalty right there by Pouncey. I mean, you can't really be mad at him. So there we have it again in slow motion. Yanks off the helmet. Clubs him with it. And Pouncey saw all of this. Right when he clubbed him in the helmet, Pouncey just starts swinging, trying to get back at Garrett. I mean, that's a good dude right there. You got to defend your guys at anything. I appreciate that. And then he just stands up. And the interesting part is how little control the refs had of this game. The only person kicked out was Myles. I don't even think they threw him out. I just think he left under his own power. But Pouncey and Rudolph both played the next snap. That's another side story, I suppose. But anyway, at the end of the day, Myles Garrett out indefinitely, suspended for the rest of the season. If the Browns make the playoffs, he won't play, but the Browns aren't making the playoffs. Pouncey is suspended for 3 games, and the dude who tackled Garrett to the ground when he didn't have a helmet on is suspended for 1 game. He's on the Browns. Mason Rudolph, I haven't heard if he has. I don't think he's going to get suspended. I think he should be, in my own opinion, because he tried to rip. He was, in a way, an instigator of the situation, and he may press charges on Myles Garrett. That's still a developing story, but I don't think he will. So aside from that, man, I'm sorry that all the kids in this country had to see this and be influenced by that, but that is just sad that we're talking about that instead of the Browns win yesterday.